to be the second oldest bit of wrestling footage that has been found, in 1920, Joe Stretcher squared off against Earl Caddock in a bout for the heavyweight title. The NWA Mid-America promotion held a show in Florence, Alabama on this date in 1956. In the main event of that show, Frank Hewitt and Red Roberts faced off against Don McGee and Jack Welch in a 2 out of 3 falls tag team match. The WWF held a show in Madison Square Garden on this date in 1964. On this show, Bruno Sammartino successfully defeated Dr. Jerry Graham to regain the WWF World Heavyweight title. The WWF were back in MSG on this date in 1975, with a card consisted of Butcher Vachon vs Joe Nova, Pedro Morales and Victor Rivera versus Bobby Duncan and Killer Kowalski, and a main event of Bruno Sammartino and Chief Jay Strongbow versus Jimmy Valiant and Johnny Valentine. In 1979, World of Sport was aired in the United Kingdom, with Mark Rocco vs Kid Chocolate, as well as Mal Sanders vs Mick McMichael, and then Big Daddy vs Mal Kirk. In 1987, at the Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling show, Ric Flair and Barry Windham went to a 45-minute time limit draw for the NWA World Heavyweight title, in a match that Dave Meltzer gave the sacred 5-star match rating to. The Monday Night Wars clashed on this date in 1997. On that night on Raw, the next month's pay-per-view main event was set up when Gorilla Monsoon set up a match between Bret Hart, The Undertaker, Vader and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Elsewhere on the show, the team of Davey Boy Smith and Owen Hart took on Doug Furnas and Phil LaFon. On the Nitro show that was held in front of a whopping 17,000 fans compared to Raw's 4,800 fans, matches included Ultimo Dragon vs Dean Malenko, Scott Hall vs Booker T, and a main event of Lex Luger vs Stevie Ray. The Royal Rumble in 2002 was held on the date at the Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. Triple H was this year's winner after lastly eliminating Kurt Angle. Elsewhere on the card, William Regal won the WWF Intercontinental title from Edge, Ric Flair took on Mr. McMahon in a street fight, and the WWF Undisputed title was on the line when the reigning champion Chris Jericho took on the #1 contender The Rock. IWA Mid-South held their Edge of Insanity 2006 event on this date at the Capitol Sports Arena, Plainfield, Indiana. Matt Sydal took on Billy Rock for the NWA Midwest X Division title. Corporal Robinson took on Brandon Profit in a razor blade board match, and in the main event, Jimmy Jacobs defeated Bull Payne in a steel cage match. At the AAA show Guerrera de Titans 2017, 2 different titles were on the line. El Hijo del Fantasma successfully defended his AAA World Cruiserweight title against Garza Jr., and in the main event of the show, Johnny Mundo took on Pentagon Jr. for the AAA Latin America title. Rev Pro held their high-stakes event in 2018 at the world-famous York Hall in London, England. Ginny won the 3-way match against Bea Priestley and Millie McKenzie for the Rev Pro British Women's title, and in the main event of the show, Minoru Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr. were successful against Trent Seven and Tyler Bate in their bid to become the new Rev Pro British Tag Team Champions. And then finally, in 2021, on the AEW Dynamite show, had a main event with Chris Jericho and MJF facing off against Jack Hager and Sammy Guevara and the team of Ortiz and Santana in a 3-way tag team match.